Hello, time travel people. I'm Susan. This is Lee. We're Geeks Assembled, and this is Audio Ads. We're discussing right now an audio adventure that was recently released called Time Travel. Um, Hang on a second. Let me get this out here. And um, it was it was the Irwin Allen's The Time Tunnel,
Yep,
and I guess the thing is called The Nightmare Begins.
the nightmare begins.
Yeah, it's like three episodes of what used to be a television show, an American television show called The Time Tunnel, and the main characters in that were okay. I gotta switch to this one. Were a guy by the name of Dr. Tony Newman, Dr. Doug Phillips, and Lieutenant General Haywood Kirk, and John Zaremba, and Dr. John or Dr. Excuse me, Dr. Raymond Swain, and Dr. Anne McGregor. And these five people traveled back and forth in time using a specific kind of device that dealt with gravity and dealt with time travel, and it's pretty interesting. And the show was set in let's see, it was set in 1969, I think, but
Yeah,
the show aired in 66 to 67, so it basically started around about the same time that Roddenberry was launching Star Trek, and it was definitely underplayed. I'd never seen it before. I I joined a certain website where I met my Alex.
yeah.
It was a show um, that was uh, not very well funded. I don't know which network it would have aired on.
ABC. I think I used to watch a show, and they,
Oh,
they did an '80s reboot as well. But
okay, 80s reboot, and it
yeah,
was it was from the 80s.
no, it was from the '60s, but they did an '80s reboot.
Okay,
But then when they showed it on YouTube, I guess they weren't getting permission, so I don't know if it's still there.
okay.
And the problem was they had so little budget that they really didn't
So they
know.
didn't have a very big budget. Anyway, now they have all the budget in the world because it's all in your mind. Big Finish, yay! Got
Yay.
started doing these adventures, and there are three stories in this one. The Shudder by Gary Russell, who we all know and love. The Too Close to the Sun by Mark Platt, who's fan freaking tastic at writing stuff for Big Finish, and The Devil, December 24th, or The World of Flesh, The Devil, December 24th, 1645, excuse me, by Martin Day. And Martin Day has written a couple things um, for Big Finish, and so these aren't new writers. And but the show itself, this is like the first box set from the show, and it's pretty dang interesting. And let's see, with me today is Lee. He is the other geek who usually assembles with me, and just uh, just give me your opening thoughts on The Nightmare Begins, please.
Well, just to say that that's the TV series.
Cool.
38, 30 episodes only. Um,
30?
yeah, just 30 episodes. There was only two people what was it using the tunnel, Newman and Phillips, and they were trapped. They couldn't get back. So every
Mm-hmm.
week they were in a different year or decade or whatever, having an adventure, but the people in the laboratory could see them in the time tunnel.
Yeah.
And this is where the audio sort of picks up later on, a few decades later.
10 years later is all. It's just one. It's
the,
1979. Sorry.
yeah, the Tic-Toc operate experiment that was being shut down by President Carter, and we go to, it's 2025. It was shut down in 79, but it's set in 2025.
Mhm.
We have 4 people who experience the Shudder, where all of a sudden the world's different.
Really different.
The under the power, was it the Recurvia?
Recurvia.
Recurvia, and they're on the run, and one of these
Sort of a Russian kind of state because
yeah,
all of their language is written in Cyrillic.
yeah, and one of the characters, his mother used to work for the Time Tunnel project back in the 60s.
Mhm.
So they go to the place where it was,
Mhm.
and they get it active again.
Mhm.
And two of the characters go through it, and are lost in time again.
Yep.
So they're trying to find out where the original 2 doctors have been or passed through, and the other 2 are remaining in the laboratory. But this time they can sort of keep in touch through mobile phone signal, cell phone. Um, and
Texting and calling. It was amazing.
yeah. And that's sort of the setup for the first story. That it's just a setup that they've gone through time, and that's the Shudder. They don't know what's happened to the world, and then you move on to the second story, which is my favourite one.
Hmm.
Do you know why? Because it's set in 1941, and it's got a person in it who is very, very famous. Was born in my
Oh,
city.
the woman from Hull, Amy
Yeah,
Johnson.
Amy Johnson. She's very well known in this city.
She's a an aeronautical explorer,
Yeah, several,
pioneer.
several solo trips to Australia, America. She was one of the
Yeah,
leading, females in that back in her
yeah,
gypsy plane. Um,
yeah. That's
and
awesome.
this is, as I say, we've got statues of her in the city. We had places named after her and all
Hmm.
like that. So she is, a well-known, well-loved character from the city. And this story is set on the day she disappears. We know in history books that she was killed, but her body was never found. Um, and this is a sort of a little lead up to that. And I thought that's a nice little story. This, where the 2 characters are stowed away on this plane, and it's been flown by Amy Johnson.
Uh-huh.
Which is a nice little twist. And then the third one, the travel back to 1645, and it's the English Civil War.
Civil War.
The Roundheads and the Cavaliers, and a great. I mean, I love history. A great period.
That's Crowley versus James, right?
No, it's Cromwell
I
versus
mean Cromwell versus
Charles the First.
Charles the First. Okay, okay, sorry.
It's
Yeah.
Cromwell beheads the king.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, and so you've got 3 different types of story here, and they work so well together. And I said it's
So
left on a big cliffhanger, and there is a second box set coming out in a few months' time, so it'd be interesting to see where it goes. I
Oh my
enjoyed.
gosh, yeah.
I mean, there's more happening in the box set than it did in the TV series. As you said, the budget for the TV series wasn't much, but as far as I remember as well, in the TV series, it was American history.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't remember if there was an episode where there was another country, but in the box set, it starts off in America. Well, they travel to America, a couple of them, and then the next two stories are both in England.
Yeah,
So that's a first for the time tunnel, as far as I remember.
yeah, it
But
is.
yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a hopefully Big Finish will carry on doing these and not do only 3 box sets and then drop them like they have done all the cult TV series over the years. You know, Prisoner, Space 1999, just to name a few.
Yeah, the hope, I have that hope as well.
Yeah,
But what I noticed when I fired up the Big Finish website was when I pulled Time Tunnel up as as I was doing the looking at the cast and everything. Um, it suggested that that I have a listen to all the Stargate audio adventures, and so even if they lose the rights, eventually those can be regathered.
yeah.
So they have the rights to Stargate again. But
Well,
the reality is that this this story could go anywhere,
mm,
anywhere on planet Earth, which was that's a lot. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of history that they cover, and it's really fun because you're right. It was all American history. It was none of their. I just the the part of the story where they just uh, they leave uh, they leave the UK, sail to America,
yeah.
then have to road trip all the way across the country to Los Angeles. That was amazing, and they did temporally shrink that so that you didn't hear the cross country trip. But I mean, I've done that. I did that in reverse on my way over here to Boston. I took the cross country train, the Amtrak, across the country, and it was beautiful. I mean, it really is beautiful country, and I guess one of the best ways to see it is by train. Um,
Nice.
and uh, so I'm sure that they had a great trip, and I'm also really sure that it took them a long time to do it. It took me 4 days, 3 nights
Gee.
to cross the country that way. The other thing that's really interesting about their experiences was that as long as the time tunnel or the gravity, what do they call it, a gravity um, dish, a gravity concave or something,
Yeah.
gravity ball. What the hell is it called? I don't remember. Anyway, should have taken notes for Christ's sake. Um, that that device was whenever whenever any of those things were activated, their cell phones worked across time and across space, which was incredibly fun to have happen because it means that even without a guy with a sonic screwdriver pointing it at your cell phone, you're still able to you know communicate over the long distance. That was
And
so cool.
and it's solar powered as well, so the battery won't run out. Well, it will do, but if it's solar powered,
Right. It's a solar
yeah.
cell phone. So that was really cool. And then the other thing was that you know, I knew of Sean Carlson.
Yeah,
Um,
he's- everybody know if you follow Big Finish, everybody knows him as Narvin out
as
of the
Narvin.
Gallifrey,
Yeah,
and he hasn't done a different accent or whatever. And every time he spoke, I was thinking Narvin.
Narvin. I know. It's true.
Played him for 20 years.
Right, and then there's like he did such good jobs with the American accents. That was great. And Helen Bang did a bang up job for as Amy Johnson. I mean, that was really fun. And the fact that she had a good idea of what to do with stowaways. That was really great.
I've got to ask you though, her accent on the audio, is it any similar to mine?
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
I don't think I sounded like that.
No. Well, don't worry about it. It's a great accent. I mean, all y'all British accents are really nice. I mean, really, really cool accents. Cool AF. I mean, I gotta tell you, I really like them a lot. I've I loved, Jodie Whittaker's Sheffield, and I love Robert Carlyle's Glaswegian, and I love Steve Coogan's Mancunian, and I love yours from Yorkshire, North Yorkshire, or East Yorkshire, or something like that. And I just think that you guys got the coolest accent ever. So it's fucking sweet, man. For a Yank, it's fucking sweet, man. Anyway, they they met people and influenced history, and they were trying to fix the things that were wrong with history, like Recurvia really shouldn't have been
Well,
like
this is the thing about the box set, isn't it? That they might have an idea that it's the two original Doctors in the time travel lost, what may have they've done something in the past.
in the
Why?
past to fuck up the future. Yeah.
Yeah. But it might not be
Yep.
that.
It may not be that. Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice if they do bring those two characters into it. They'll have to recast them because both the actors have passed away now. But
Passed away.
it would hopefully be a nice idea if they are going to bring them in for several stories in future box sets.
Agreed. 100%. That's very true. Yep. I'm in complete agreement. And yeah, so there was a doctor. There was only one doctor in this. There was Dr. Muir, and Dr. Muir, I think, was this American naturalist in the, I don't know, in his own vein, really. Pretty
Uh-huh.
pretty singular dude, actually. And then the Markarian Captain Lilinia Morozova, that was fun. And the German pilot was, I mean, there was lots of really, so the cast was Sean Carlson, Rachel Hanshaw as Claire McGregor, Safia Inger as MB. MB,
Yeah.
which stood for microbiologist, they thought, but also could have been her initials, or she could have been playing like that could have been
I mean, she's
her
also
spy.
she's also the another one from up north accent as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Yeah, yeah. But MB also could be someone who is actually part of the Tic-Toc experiments. Oh, and it's funny, I'm just like thinking kind of at the internet and how they were like in part of this story, they're talking about the dark web and how all these people's information uh, how people communicate in the dark web by onion or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's
And
the keyword onion.
yeah, and then there's like the important facet of that is that uh, people can be people who are able to she could be one of the moles or whatever, the government people, or she could be a spy, and just initials anyway. And Jay Rio played Cole Smith, and Holly Ashman played Diffidence Green, and Edward Flay played Frank Carter, and Nicholas McCardle played Dr. Muir, and Fiona McClure played Juliet Green, and Glenn McCready played Sir Alfred Hind. Anyway, so it was an amazing cast and really great sound, and the music, I guess, was written by the guy who used to write stuff for Scare Fires, which was great. So it was really, I mean, it had some eerie bits, and I really liked that. That was great. And so, anything stood out to you? Go for it.
Well, it's this. It says here as well in the behind the scenes thing. Gary talking to Gary Russell. This is the first thing he's done for Big Finish for 12 years.
In a long time.
Yeah, because I mean, he sort of set Big Finish up with Jason and
Nicholas.
yeah, but a few. I don't know what happened, but he sort of left to do other things, work at the BBC and like that. But he's back, and it's like he's never been away.
I know.
So he knows what he's doing. Yeah, I like say the great first story is setting everything up, sort of backstory of the TV series and what where this is going forward. I would say for me, my favourite one is the Too Close to the Sun, Amy Johnson one for me. The scene where the German plane sort of turns and starts coming down the time tunnel.
Yeah.
Firing bullets left, right, and centre. So I mean, if they hadn't shot, it'd have come through, wouldn't it? Into the, I mean, you can just imagine that. But yeah, you say on the third one, you get the oldie worldy feel of the old English at battle with each other, and then sort of this in the laboratory is where the cliffhanger is, where is it Cole is sort of, is he shot? Is he that? But he goes into the town tunnel.
Yeah.
Because of these two other interlopers, and so is he going to come out at the other end alive, or is he going to be dead? And if he's alive in the next box set, he's going to be mostly trapped in another time, maybe not at the same time as where the other two people are. So,
yeah, the thing is as random as you can get.
But yeah,
and then there's that gravity thing.
Yeah.
That affects the time tunnel, and so go ahead.
But I like it that it's 3 stories and each one is different. It's not a box set of 3 stories where it's just continuing in the same vein. It's taking a leaf out of the book of the TV series. It was a different story every week.
That's good.
So I like that. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It was somewhat fresh.
Hey Lee, was the show a 30-minute per episode or a 60-minute per episode?
Oh,
I forget.
I think it might have been like a 50-minute
Oh, okay.
Then you put all your adverts in, don't you? And so it mostly made it an hour program,
Mm-hmm.
I think. Quick Google
And
search.
and your and Irwin Allen. Hang on a second. Let me see what else he did.
He did The Land of the Giants, Lost in Space.
Lost in Space. That's the one I was
You
thinking
know,
of.
also those disaster movies,
Mm-hmm.
Tower
Yeah.
Inferno and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
think he did Swarm as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, running time each episode 50 minutes.
Okay. All right. Well, so these episodes were about 15 minutes long themselves,
Yeah,
and it was there was a lot of action and a lot of like, I mean, there really wasn't that much exposition because pretty much nobody knew what was going on
yeah,
all the time. That was really cool. Was there wasn't a bunch of, oh yeah, this is totally explainable. Oh yeah, this is totally something that we've seen before. Everybody was like, shit, I don't know. You know, everybody, no, everybody was scratching their chin, going, what the hell? And so I really enjoyed that bit about it. And let's see, the aspects of like women traveling to certain time periods and being empowered and like MB. And then there was like the whole aspect of, you know, being part of the resistance or part of the war. Like that whole thing was great fun about World War II. And then and the fact that they all thought that when they were at war that they were stepping into World War One, and then they're like, oh no, this is the other one.
yeah. World War
They're
Two.
they're they're you know um uh discernment of the the present time, I suppose is what you'd say for them. Anyway, it was great. And got anything else, Lee?
Yeah, he did Voice of the Bottom of the Sea as well.
Oh, nice.
So there you go. No, it's a good start to a new series. I always like it when Big Finish put up something new because there's only, you know, if they keep just churning out Doctor Who, people will get a bit, tired, a bit bored. And think, come on, give us something different. And they have done in the past.
They have done a lot. They did
Yeah.
the Sapphire and Steel. They did The Prisoner. They did Space 1999. They did Dan Dare. They did all those Shakespeare.
Torchwood as well.
They did Torchwood.
Yeah.
And Sarah Jane back a few years ago.
Avengers.
Yep.
Yeah.
They do have their grubby little mitts and everything.
Yeah, and I do like it when they get onto a series and they do really get into it. It's just a shame that some of them, as I said earlier, they do about 3 volumes and that's it, which is quite
And they
annoying.
either run out of steam or do they run out of licensing?
Or sometimes it's they don't sell.
Well, they with the Stargate stuff, they had done Stargate and Stargate Atlantis, but they had lost the license.
Uh-huh.
And with the Avengers, they lost the license. And Sapphire and Steel, they lost the license.
Well,
It's super hard for those guys to keep holding on to IP because
they lost license to the Tomorrow People as well.
that too. It's hard for them to hold on to the intellectual property long enough to do a lot of.
I think they've got the Sapphire and Steel ones back because they're reselling the volumes in downloadable volumes now.
There we go. Excellent news.
Yeah.
They do work hard to regain them. I mean, even if they lose them, they're like, oh
Yeah.
hell no. We turned out some excellent shit. Let's complete this. Let's get everybody involved.
I always like it if they do complete a series instead of just don't leave it on 3 volumes and then if complete a series like they did with Blake 7. They sort of completed all the dramas and they couldn't really go anywhere else after that, after certain actors passed away, sort of main actors like Paul Darrow and that. Like, they couldn't really carry on as the full cast audio dramas. So that sort of came to a natural end. But I'm always up for recasting.
Agreed.
But back to the time tunnel. Damn good audio.
Yeah, okay, so final say and score, Lee.
If it was just for the second story, it'd get 10 anyway. But it's a great setup for what's to follow. The Nightmare Begins. Yeah, it's going to be 10 Luftwaffe jets. 10.
That was so cool. That was so fucking cool. Like you could hear the aircraft on its way to bomb them.
And also as well, Susan, I would recommend you watching some newsreels on YouTube about Amy Johnson.
I will. I'll do so. Thanks.
Wonderful Amy, wonderful Amy.
My mom is part of a group of women aviators called the 99s.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of those ladies who were ahead of their time. They were pioneers in aviation, in aerospace or aeronautical flying. Cool. So I'm definitely interested, and I've seen what kind of cool people they are. So I definitely will look that up. The other thing that I'll do is I'll watch a couple episodes of Time Tunnel if they have them. Like I heard Alex say at the beginning of this podcast was that they do have some somewhere. So I'll find them and watch them. And I enjoyed this cast. This was a really good choice, Lee, and thanks for suggesting it. Do join Lee on social media. He has an Instagram and an X account, and strongly suggest he gets on Blue Sky for.
There's only so many apps I want to be.
Okay. And the other thing is join the Facebook group with him. Yeah. And if you'd like to join us, just let him know on one of those social media sites that you're into it. You got to be 18 or over, be available on Sunday afternoons or evenings, UK time. Yeah. And have a camera device and a microphone and the Zoom app, and we just
Chops
like to and we just like to say kudos to Irwin Allen for bringing this back. I will give this 10 gravity convex instruments out of 10. I don't know what it was called now. Gravity dishes, gravity bubbles, something, I don't remember.
The Gravitron.
Yeah, apparently it was something like a concave dish. Anyway, I just think that's cool. Anyway, all of that to be said, that we will we'll join you again in a fortnight for another interesting thing. I think we're gonna go.
It's your choice.
Maybe listen. I'll find some Star Wars to include on that because I don't know. Maybe Star Trek. I'll see what I'll find. Anyway.
Spoiled for choice.
Yeah, spoiled for choice. Anyhow, thanks, Lee. Take care.
I know.